Oh, hi, folks. Special greetings to you from the Snow City inside Canada. I'm so much elated to be with you once again for us to have a normal discussion, the discussion that always puts us on the right path to be able to make our right decisions to accomplish our dreams. Today, we'll be delving into the intricate relationship between life and education. Oh, Mr. Pam, can you hear me?
I can
Are
hear
you
you now.
okay? You can hear me, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, I said today we'll be delving into the intricate relationship between life and education.
Hmm.
As we are aware,
Exactly.
the world is actually evolving, and the
Mm-hmm.
disconnect between what is learned in school and the skills needed in real life is becoming a pressing issue. It
Yeah.
is based on this that is why today we'll be discussing life and school, the disconnect. And I'll not be having this discussion alone. Our guest is a known individual. He is my brother, he's a friend, Mr.
Yeah.
Apam Jonathan. He is actually the founder of Apam Inspires. If you want to know so much about Apam Inspires, just check him out. He's on apaminspires.org.
Yeah.
You know much about him. You can book one-on-one session with him. One of the beautiful things I've seen on his page is that he said that success goes beyond motivating an individual.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with taking consistent action.
Mm.
So you need to be with him so that he'll guide you to be able to take that consistent action.
Mm.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you very much, bro, for having me again.
Thank you. How is life treating you?
It's treating me the same way it is treating everybody.
Oh,
And by the grace of God, we have life.
but it can be the same way. So perhaps life might be treating you in a special way.
A special way.
Yeah,
All right, let's thank God for this that special way. I will finish and ask God and see.
that's good.
Uh,
So what are we expecting today?
right. So, the African discussion today is that education has done us more harm or is not connected to our destinies. Education is not helping us, especially the formal education, if we should put it clearly. So we want to look at some of the stuff that we have not paid attention to
Mm,
and how we can pay attention to them
mm,
and to make sure we don't just useless education.
mm.
We can find a way to connect education with life. So in today's discussion, I think we want to renew mindset. Okay, we want to renew mindset. We want to provide information on how people can, at their personal level, connect education with their destinies, their passion, their future, their livelihood, and all of that. So I think it will be a quite an interesting 1 hour discussion. Let's see how it goes.
Thank you so much. I like your introductory remarks, but you've just mentioned about how we can guide people to connect their education to their real life. My first question would be, what is the rationale for establishing schools?
Okay. So if we want to go to the theoretical aspect,
Mm,
education, before education, people used to learn by watching, observing society and things that go on, right?
okay.
But in the late 90s,
Mm,
where industrialization began,
mm,
there was a need to train people,
okay.
okay, to utilize them in the field of work.
Mm,
So theoretically, people were supposed to be trained for certain jobs that were available so that industrialization could take place, oil refineries, oil, gold mining, and all of that could take place, right?
mm, mm,
That was the purpose of education. But as society kept increasing and changing and transforming and going on and forth, I think education has now become a status quo.
Mm.
So for a human being to prove themselves that they have something within, they have to some kind of go through a formal education or informal education
Mm.
to have something that backs their talent, their skills, and all of that.
Mm.
So we cannot useless education, even though we can talk about some negative aspect or some disadvantages that formal education brought to us.
Mm.
But in the long run or in the broader scope, education has a role to play in our lives and a very key role if we have to put it in that way.
Okay. So has there been any paradigm shift in those core values that you have just mentioned, that in the 90s it was talking about industrialization and those things? Has there been a change in those core value as of today in the 21st century?
Yes, I think there has been a lot of changes, and that's why almost periodically every country try to shape in their educational system.
Mm.
They look at the problems in their society so they can shift education to solve the problems in their society.
Mm.
And if you look at the upper level, let's say when you go to university, you do your bachelor's degree, you do your master's degree, and all of that, you do research.
Mm.
And those research are tailored to solving problems. In the 90s, in the late 90s, when education came,
Mm.
there wasn't that structured form of learning where you finish and use your education to solve a problem,
Mm.
right? They were teaching you so that you'll be able to do a particular task. Now we are being taught so we can widen our scope, understand our environment, and then utilize what we have learned to solve the environmental problem. And by so doing, we will have a good life. So I think there's been a paradigm shift. So if you, as an individual, you don't see education to be needful, or if you are in any part of this world
Mm.
and education is not helping you, probably there could be a personal problem or personal disconnect or a national disconnect or a continental disconnect.
Mm.
So maybe while other people are able to connect education with livelihood, societal problems, societal norms, and all of that, maybe other people in some dispensations or just jurisdiction are not able to connect the two. And it could be at the personal level, it could be at the national level, it could also be at the continental level.
Mm.
So there has been a paradigm shift, yes, but some people might have been left out, if you ask me.
Okay, that's good to know. But
Mhm.
comparing the curriculum in the 90s, as you have established,
Mm.
to the curriculums we are having now,
Mhm.
and to the problems in our societies that you have alluded to,
Mm.
can you enlighten us about some of the skills that are missing in the curriculum as of today
Okay.
in solving some of the real life problems we are encountering?
Mm. So, if we take the African education in perspective, even though I haven't traveled to many African countries,
Okay.
but when you take, for instance, Ghana or Nigeria,
Mm.
which you cannot talk about Ghana and leave Nigeria in any dispensation,
Yeah.
any part of life. So, if we take Ghana's education, for example, it kind of is targeted solving a problem, but when in practice, it seems the focus is lost.
Okay.
So in book, we are able to design curriculums with the aim that it should solve some problems in our society. And when you are an outsider, you take the books and read the curriculum,
Mm.
you will be hastening to say, wow, this is a nice curriculum.
Okay.
But the machinery and the gear to put it in motion to make
Mm.
sure it is happening is missing. That's number one.
Mm.
Number two, it looks as if you are in your house
Mm.
and teaching people to obey the rules in your neighbor's house.
Okay.
So in your house, the problem you are facing is that when people come to your house, they can just enter, they can just barge and enter. There's no gate.
Mm.
In your neighbor's house, he has a gate and he's looking for a dog to stay and protect the house. And you are teaching your children how to look for a dog to protect their house.
Okay.
So instead of teaching your children to solve the problem they have, you are rather teaching them to solve the problem your neighbor has.
Okay.
So that kind of disconnect is making the youth lose the skills they need to solve the problems available to them. So I will finish education very well. I will get a good class, but I wasn't taught enough to know the problems that are surrounding me and how to tackle them. So you realize that we are mining gold in Ghana, but how many people in practice know how to mine gold the proper way? So we have road problems. How many engineers in Ghana or road contractors in Ghana in practice can just finish out of school and be able to utilize their skills on the road? So we are teaching. The curriculum says we should teach how to construct road, how to work on our vehicles, automobiles, and all of that. But the one who is teaching you, when he has a problem on the road, he has to call a mechanic, the guy who didn't go to school. So it means that disconnect is in theory and practice. In theory, it's somehow fine, but in practice, we're not able to practice it.
Okay. Based on what you have just said, clearly shows that our educational system seems to be theoretically focused. That is creating some of these missing links that you have spoken about. What are some of the skills that our curriculum should be focused on now?
Okay.
So that when somebody outside takes the curriculum, the person can actually say that indeed what is happening in the country, what is happening practically in the lives of the graduates is exactly what I have seen on the curriculum.
Okay. So, for example, if I go to school to learn business administration, how many business problems in the market can I solve?
Okay.
What business can I single-handedly bring up from birth when I complete school? So we should teach the people the various structures of bringing up a business from death to birth, and we should help them to practice it even while they are learning. So if I'm doing business administration or I'm doing entrepreneurship in a university, there should be a time that the university intentionally link me with an industry that does well in the area I want to specialize. So I'll be going there periodically to see for myself practically what they are doing to work on businesses. So that I wouldn't just come out as an entrepreneur walking around buying foods and selling. That's not entrepreneurship. So the moment I am linked to the business, I'm able to learn the skill of creating business on my own. So that notion that when I come out, I will not get a job and all of that, I'm not worried about that again, because when I come out, maybe the little resource I have, I might be able to turn it into a business. We should be able to teach people practically how to get financial skills or financial literacy. I went to College of Education. In the entire college curriculum, the focus is on the child. If I don't have a well-being, how does the child get a well-being? But if you say this, some way, somehow, academic juggernauts and the professors will come and argue. And we need to teach the people how to teach the children. Yes, that's true. But if the doctor is not well fed, if the doctor is sick, can he wake up and take care of the patient? No. If the the teacher doesn't know how to manage his finance, he doesn't have simple financial literacy, he doesn't know what investment is, he doesn't know how to utilize his salary to make himself better, and we allow that to nature to teach them, they will be committing a lot of mistakes, and they'll be frustrated and go to the classroom to teach the children with frustration. So you want them to implement a good curriculum, but they don't have a better life. So they go to the school and sit under the trees to play cards just to chase away their frustration, you see. So we should be able to teach financial skills, business development skills, how to identify our skills, our talents, hairdressing, trade. Those are the things that move society. If our focus is only on the former, I want to become a nurse, I want to become a doctor, I want to become a politician, and all of that, then at the end of the day, we will find people sitting in their offices or people sitting home and not getting job and cannot also create.
Mm.
So we have to teach people how to make use of their hands and mind. As we all learn, education is about the mind, the hands, and the full body.
Mm.
So you don't teach the person only in the mind, he will suffer.
So do you seek to say that vocational education seems to be rather bridging the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge?
Yes, and it should be synchronized. You see, it shouldn't just be that we are focusing on TVET or vocational programs,
Mm.
because apart from vocation, you still need some theoretical aspect to manage some businesses and your talent. For example, you're a tailor or a seamstress. You know how to sew very well, but if you don't know marketing, how will your business grow? If you're able to shave very well, you're a good barber, and you don't know how to brand that business
Mm.
to reach a level that you can influence big guys, you can shave big people to make a lot of money. How do you utilize your skills? So you see, to me, the focus that let's focus on vocation. No, that should not be the case. Let's blend it. People that are going to the universities should even identify their talent and choose courses or programs that fit their talent. For example, I want to be a business consultant. Okay, I would go to school and then I'll go and learn business administration. Out of business administration, I'll become a business consultant. If I want to become a politician, I should go and learn political science. Is that not the case?
Mm.
If I want to become a lawyer, I should go to the law school. But
Mm.
you find out that people just complete school from senior high school and it's like, this guy went to the school, he did this course, he now has a job. Let me go and do it. So we have missed the vocation. We have also
Mm.
missed the theoretical aspect. We are just going like kind of a wholesale form of education. So there should be that connect. Vocational and theoretical aspect should be connected, so that just like I said, whatever program you are doing, if you are doing media communication, if you are doing journalism, how many social media accounts or pages can you manage after school? Why should you complete media school and cannot create a Facebook account and cannot create an ecosystem on social media? And you have to only depend on traditional media stations to employ you to do the work. So it means we are missing something. We are training the people and telling them that you see, pass your exams, just wait. When you finish, Joy News is available, Metro TV is available, GH1 is available.
Mm.
But when you finish, you realize that no, you were hundreds of thousands, and GH1 and those media are employing only 10. Then what do you do? So teach the person that you see your skill you are learning. You yourself can have a media entity on Facebook without paying anybody for it.
Mm.
You yourself can create your own ecosystem on the social media, interviewing people on the streets, talking about politics, talking about daily life, talking about inflation, talking about investment. And when you do that, you'll be able to gather people, and Facebook or social media can earn you a living.
Mm.
If we are teaching this way, then we are connecting both the vocation and theory together. So the person doesn't complete school and come out struggling and crying out loud, I'm not getting a job. I don't know what I'm doing. You see? So I think we should connect the two and make it meaningful.
Okay, thank you so much for that. But
Mm.
the reality on the ground today,
Mhm.
if I'm permitted to use one of your instances that you've given,
Mm.
somebody is gone to Polytechnic to maybe read fashion designing.
Mm.
The reality is that they are not taught marketing, so that when the person graduates, he or she
Yes.
will be able to know how to
Mm-hmm.
market, do
Mm.
advertisement, and all
Mm.
those things about this.
Mm. Mm.
What are some of the responsibilities on these students themselves, considering the situations we find ourselves? What are some of the responsibilities they need to undertake to ensure that they will be able to have other skills that are needed to put them on the right path in order to accomplish their dreams?
Mhm. That is great question. Now, the fact of the matter is that you, as an individual, you have things to learn out of the educational setting.
Okay.
And I always say, most of the things I do today, for the past 3 years or 4 years, anything I do personally that makes me an income, I did not learn it from college.
That is one of my questions I had wanted to ask you.
None of them. I can absolutely none of them. I went to college to learn how to teach the children. That was what I was taught to do. I was taught to teach the children. But since the past 3 years or 4 years to now, I have not benefited from what I did in college. What I did in college, it only gave me a profession called teaching. But anything you see around APAM today, anything I do, the content creation, the ideas, the advice, the coaching, the consultation, the whatever, I have learned it personally on my own. So you as an individual who has completed Polytechnic and you know how to sew, but you don't know how to brand it, you will look for somebody who knows how to do that and partner with them. Either you partner with them or you learn it as a skill, because you know and you see it that there's a seamstress in Accra who sews for Delay and Nana Mama Brown. So if you ask yourself, how can I reach there? Then that question will lead you, okay, let me look for people who know how to brand stuff. When you go to the internet and check on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Google, just type branding companies around me. You probably find something. And that will lead to another person. That will lead to another person. Or you can go to TikTok and just type how to brand seamstress, how to brand tailoring, how to market this, how to market that. It will lead you to be learning more, learning more. Then you are implementing what you're learning. In the space of 2 years, if you do this consistent, you will see yourself changing your ideas. So you become that person who has learned it in school and now practicing it and has learned another skill that can make the trade or the craft even better. So a certain guy reached out to me and said he is specialized in African wares. He's a tailor and specialized in African wares. He want to promote the African style. Then I asked him to send me some of his designs. When he sent me, I went online and I look at somebody who does similar thing, and I took his content and sent it to him, and I said he should compare and see the difference by himself. He came back and he realized that no, he's not doing anything. So you learn from people. I learn from people. The content creation and everything, I learn from people and I do it and I practice. So if you have come from school and your skill is what you're doing now, but you don't know how to market it, brand it, and all of that, learn it on social media. Contact people. Pay to learn it. It will pay off.
Wow.
But if you are sitting down, you would not have it because the school has already not taught you that. And I'm not sure you are going to go back to school again.
Now, based on what you have just said, what are some of the challenges that a lot of graduates are facing today in terms of transitioning from school to work, based on what you have just said?
Good. A lot of graduates have come out misinformed. The misinformation is you will come out of school, then you will follow the structure in the society. You would also look for a job. If you don't get a job, stay home and complain so that the government will hear you and design a certain program for you. You know, we have not deliberately taught this on media stations and in school, but that is what is happening. That you complete school and you will come out and you start looking for a job for like 3 months. If you're not getting, you lose hope and sit back and then you start complaining. You see me, I have done engineering, but I'm sitting home. I have done road construction, but I'm sitting home. There's no job in the country. Yes, there is. There is no job. That is a problem. But when you are coming out, do you even know how to prepare a CV? But the school will not teach you how to prepare a CV.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know it? Have you found out how you can tailor your CV to match the right job?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the platforms that you have to learn from to be able to access jobs? These are the missing keys. What is the language? How do I portray myself in an interview? Do you know this? So these are some of the things that you don't just know, but you're just working. I've completed. I have bachelor's degree. The certificate is a paper. When you come to the office of any job looking for the job and they take the paper, they consider it as anybody can have it.
Mm-hmm.
But when they start talking to you, they will know your personality, whether you can really work with them or not. So they will ask you, you said you are a social media manager, or you are going to look for a job. You did marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and they ask you, do you know SEO? You said yes, I know SEO because you learned it in book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they place a computer before you. Okay, so how does SEO work? When we went to school, they didn't take us to the lab, and because of this one, I have to now go back and revert. I know if I start working out, you are failed.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to now look at, okay, I've completed. I want to be working as a social media manager. How does it work? You will now have to go online, learn how people manage their pages, copy from them and advance it. Also create a social media page. Start doing something. Start creating something. Then by that, you are learning how to approach people the right way. When you go for one interview, you'll be surprised that you will get the job, and somebody who has been sitting home for 10 years doesn't have the job.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come out of school, the connect is for you to be able to reason and use your gumption to come out with ideas on how to polish yourself. The school just gave you raw. They told you if you learn, let's say, marketing, you can do content marketing, you can do SEO. That's how the lecturer was speaking it. You can do content marketing, SEO, social media marketing, TV station marketing. That's what they said. And when you went to the exam, they asked you how can you do marketing, SEO, marketing, content marketing. You also wrote it and you passed the exam. Now on the field, we need you to use it. Do you know it? No. So when you come out of school, you polish yourself. That's what I'm saying. What I am today and what I'm doing today, I never got it in school. And I did not start it like this. I started small and I kept polishing, I'm still polishing. So I think most of the skills people are not having, computer skills, they don't have it. Normal computer skills, not to be a web developer.
Before you go there, that's supposed to be my next question. Before you go there,
Okay.
you've touched on something very, very significant, and I would like to reiterate that.
Mhm.
You've mentioned that most of our brothers, they complete school, they sit home, they look for a job, then they begin to complain. And you said something, when I also went to college,
Yes.
a teacher, when you went to college, there hasn't been any day that any teacher made mention of how to prepare CV.
No.
That has never been mentioned.
Yes.
Just because once you complete school, the Ghana Education Service is going to absorb you.
Exactly.
Nobody has mentioned that. And none of us actually applied for job. None of us
Yes.
actually went for interview. So those of us who completed school in 2013, none of us learned how to attend interview.
Yes.
None of us learned how to dress before you appear before a panel and answer questions. Now, I wouldn't be surprised that as of today, most of us do not even know how to prepare CV.
100%. You're right.
So even if you are a teacher and you want to move out of the teaching profession, you do not have that skill. You'll be struggling to write a CV. And
To match a job.
To match a job. And most of us are not actually willing to dedicate time to be able to learn how to prepare CV to match a job, to be shortlisted, to to be
Yes.
invited for interview.
Yes. Some don't even know, some teachers don't know that if you have your degree and you have your license, you can take extra courses, just normal extra courses, and teach in international schools that pay in dollars in Ghana.
Yeah, that's true.
And when they find out that it exists, they even don't think they qualify for it. These are things you need to learn. You need to find out. The skill I wonder, somebody been in teaching for 20 years and it's not paying off for him in the government sector. And there is somebody who just completed university and the person is able to get a job in an international school that pays him $1,000 in Ghana. It's excuse me to say, you went through a wholesale education. You need to now identify yourself. What do I want in life? Do I want to continue to receive 3,000 cedis a month till I die? Do I want to receive 2,000 cedis till I die, till I retire? Is that what I want? If that's not what you want, find a way to better yourself. And then you will look for, ways to improve yourself and connect yourself with the right things where you can get the right salary or the right reward. But how do you do one thing for 20 years, 15 years, it's not working and you are still in it? And that's what you said. I always say that teachers should be very lucky in Ghana because we don't struggle to even get jobs. All our struggle is to hit on the government. Go ahead.
Another disconnect is that, based on what you have said, in most of our curriculums, they don't even talk about various jobs. Which term do we use for that? I forgot.
Career.
Very good. The various career prospects, they don't talk about. So you are, as a teacher, you are prepared to go to the classroom, teach the kid, and it ends there. Most of us do not even know that we can polish ourselves, add certain petty information to ourselves to make ourselves internationally competitive and move out of the teaching profession. To be sincere with you, based on what you said, I was actually working my way out to teach at one of the international schools in Accra, to be sincere with you.
You see?
There was a man I met. I just met the man online. That is why most of us still have that Stone Age mentality that all opportunities online are scam.
Yes.
I met someone online. That is one of the disconnects as well. I met someone online. When I told the person I wanted to travel, I gave the person my background. The person said, no, as a teacher for 8 years, having 8 years of demonstrated experience, I can teach at international school. I was going through the process to get that teaching opportunity in one of the famous international schools in Accra.
Exactly.
And they were paying in Ghana cedis, though. As at that time, they were paying 8,000 Ghana cedis. That is the base pay. 8,000 Ghana cedis before they pay you other allowances. And the man was taking me through the process. So many of us should also know that there are career opportunities beyond what we are doing today.
Yes.
The certificate you have is just a paper. When you personally develop yourself, get other information that will make you a unique individual.
Yes.
You can actually
let's take the foodstuffs we consume, for example, like groceries. When you take delayed sardine and you take other sardines, what is inside is sardine and oil. All of them, sardine and oil. The difference is the branding. So all of us went to school to become teachers, but someone can design themselves and cover themselves with a package that makes them look like they are international teachers. It is packaging. But, oh man, wow. Teachers. Even when you send a link to a teacher, he cannot connect a Zoom meeting. What is the problem? You have a serious problem. A teacher doesn't have, If you want, do a research. Find out how many. Find out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We should find out how many what.
I think there's a problem. I cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Teachers are not even active online.
No, you were saying we should find out how many teachers can do what?
Find out how many teachers can create a Facebook page by themselves. Find out how many teachers can create Gmail account by themselves. Find out how many teachers can search for or can check their pay slip by themselves. Just do that and see. If you want to measure digital literacy of teachers, this is a very beautiful research. Digital literacy or digital level of teachers. You would find out that teachers cannot connect a Zoom meeting. Some of them will contact you and Google Meet. When you send a link to them, you have to call them on WhatsApp and teach them how to use the Google Meet before you can have a meeting with them. All these things are disconnected because you cannot teach in an international school where you cannot connect a Zoom. You don't know how to use tablets. And when they have a computer, hey, my computer, if I touch here, it will spoil. So they will clean it very well and put it on the table. It's some kind of, I don't know how to measure that. But when you put yourself in that bracket, my brother, you would be there. And it is not a destiny that you should be a teacher till you retire if it's not working for you. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
I mean, the focus is not only on teachers, but I think because we are all teachers, that's why sometimes we always shift our attention to the teachers. But that is the reality. That's the reality. Some people are just sitting home. They are dark to the world. It's not the best at all.
You see, let me cite the last one. When I was in Ghana, we were actually having a PLC meeting.
Okay.
And I was telling my colleagues that I know some of my colleagues will come and watch this. They should comment in the comment section. I said a day that English is becoming a language that almost everybody wants to learn now. There is a teaching platform which is called Preply.
Yes.
Just go and create an account there. People in China, Russia,
yes,
Netherlands, wherever, they will sign on.
Yes.
Yours is to be teaching them spoken English.
Yes.
When I said this, people thought I was telling lies.
No, they'll even say it's a scam. It's a scam.
I thought the same thing on Facebook. A lot of people don't even mind.
Yeah.
Just like the communication you are having, they are paying people $20 per hour. It depends on the number of experiences you have. These are things that we can do. These are opportunities that will make us a lot of money. Now, my brother, my next question. What life skills do you think that everyone leaving school should have? You mentioned about computer skills. What other ones should they
Number
have?
1, 2, the next thing is decision-making skills.
Okay.
Many people are stagnant because they cannot decide. They know, they are aware. This is my problem. If I take it this way for the next 10 years, I will fail. They know it. But to decide whether to take a move, not to take a move, where to go, is a problem. People need to develop decision-making skills. You see, we need to also develop personality branding.
Okay.
Personality branding skills. I made a video and I said that in some few years to come, your skills alone will not sell you. And it will not also be who knows you and who you know. It will be how many people you have connected with your skill. What we are doing today is just like, it's somehow useless to some people. That's what they think. But we are gradually connecting people. And in the future, when we are able to develop ourselves to have businesses that work, some of these things will be the reputation, the reputation decider that will make people patronize our businesses. I've been here for almost 3 years now. You have also been here. Let me be here for 10 years and open a business and see the reputation that will be there. Are you getting it? So people need to learn how to brand themselves into the future, to look for the right job, to look for the right positions, to decide the right way. So you need decision, you need your personal branding and negotiation skills. Life is all about negotiation. Negotiation doesn't only mean you are negotiating with somebody to buy something. But when I have varied views, varied options to take in life, I now need to go down inside myself and negotiate which one I should sacrifice and which one I should not sacrifice.
Mhm.
All these are negotiations. How am I able to decide that, okay, I have two ideas. Let this run away. Somebody is calling me and worrying me so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can.
I cannot hear you. How is it now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So decision making, negotiation skills, and soft skills. You need soft skills. You should be, it doesn't matter. You're a teacher, you're a nurse, doctor, whatever. It doesn't matter. You should have one soft skill or two or more. Can you shoot a video for a company? Can you edit a video for a supermarket? Can you teach people online, like you said? All these are soft skills. Can you design a software program for a church? Can you run advert for people on social media? Can you do presentation on behalf of businesses? Can you proofread people's books for them? All these are soft skills. So that once a while, somebody will contact you, Pam, I want you to read my book for me. Okay, I will take you 100 Ghana. Okay, no problem. At least I have 100 cedis to buy food for that day. My salary will rest for a minute. Somebody will call you and say, Charlie, we're going for a particular meeting and I need somebody to follow me to shoot some videos for me. Okay, let's go. I will take about 100 cedis, 200 cedis, 500 cedis. These soft skills will continually, at least once a while, bring money into your pocket to lessen your burden, your financial burden. And then you need to have futuristic mindset. Today is better, but we should have to worry about tomorrow. The reason we have to worry about tomorrow is that the system keeps on strengthening you, like it keeps on blocking your success. And I do say that every single year or every single day, your chances of making it in life reduces. It doesn't increase. Because if you are 30 years, tomorrow or next year, you are 31. If your chance of making it was 10 years, it has reduced to 9 years. So don't keep on building the hope that I'm going to make it, and you are just there. You don't know what you are doing. I'm going to make it. You are actually going down and you don't know. So you need to be futuristic mindset. The course I am taking today, in the next 5 years, will it be meaningful? The program I'm studying today, the job I want to take today, what can I do now so that in the next 5, 10 years, I will be relevant? When society shifts its attention from the job, what else can I do? If you have some of these skills and these preparations for yourself, I guarantee you, your life will continually be relevant to yourself and your society. But if you just come out wholesale, go and look for a cleaning job, and because they have started paying you, you're okay, you want to start to buy a house like we talked about last time. You want to build a house, you want to buy this, you want to look good. You have failed. So in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, all of these will fail you. And then you come back to square one. What am I doing? Okay, let me go and start again. Are you getting that? So these are the skills I think everybody should have. The last one is interpersonal relationships. I mean, we didn't just call MTN to send you your number, to send me your number for me to call you for us to have this life, right? There was some kind of relationship before it transcended to this. So if you can make it, there are people in your life who are supposed to help you. And you see, some people, when you try to help them, it's very difficult that you yourself that tries to help them, you will give up. Because you want to help the person in this, they don't know how to do this. You want to help them in this, they don't know how to do that. So let's say you find a job, you share with the person, he cannot do a CV, then he will call you. Please, can you do the CV for me? So, like, helping people is like a burden to you, the helper. So I always ask, if your destiny helper finds you today, will he be happy? Will he be enthused to help? So if you're able to have that personal relationship with people and you're able to decide well, you're able to have soft skills, you have the futuristic mindset, then you can grow.
I think changing our mindset should be the primary thing. Once you've been able to change your mindset, you can do all these things that you've just alluded to.
Yeah.
But you just mentioned that the course you are taking today, will it be relevant in the next 10 years? The course you are taking today, does the system need this course? I want to ask that, do we all need the same level of education to be able to succeed?
Not really the same level of education. Some may not even go through the formal education and will succeed. And I think we have evidence of that in our society today. Right? But we need some form of education which could be informal. So while you are informally working on your skills, for example, you want to be an actor or an actress, you want to be a comedian, some of these skills, they might not have to teach you. It's inborn, it's passion. And the more you do it, the more you become better. And then you are noticed and you become popular and things begin to work. Some people, they don't have that skill. They don't have that talent in them. They don't discover it. They also have to sit and manage people. So they will now go and learn, how do I manage social media pages? How do I manage people? How do I manage talent? Then you find people who say they are talent discoveries. But they themselves, they don't even know the talent they have, but they will discover yours. Are you getting it? Some people have to also go to school, learn from bachelor's degree to doctorate, and do research to help the medical field, the health industry, to help the marketing industry, to help the business industry. So we all don't need the same level of education, but everybody needs some form of education, either informal or formal, to be able to acquaint themselves to society and make use of their skills, their talent, and their passion.
So, do you seek to say that having the highest level of education is not what the society or what life needs today?
No. It depends on you, the individual. It is your goals that will determine the path you would walk. So, if I want to become a public speaker, the important thing I need to do now is to start speaking. When I start speaking, I will discover that when I take a certain topic, I'm able to deliver very well at it. But when I take another topic, I'm not able to do well. So let me go and focus on this topic and learn more about that topic to deliver more. So I might be compelled to go for some form of education formally to acquaint myself with a better knowledge to be able to deliver on that part. Somebody has to sell. And the way he has to sell, he has to know how to sell digitally and traditionally. So he can go to the market to learn how to sell and also learn how to sell on social media or digitally or online on the internet. Somebody, just like I said, will have to learn the books, like consume books enough to prove their skill. So yes, it is not the fact that you must always get the highest form of education in the society to make it. No, it depends on your goals. If your goals need you to be that, then you have to be. Because you cannot write researches to relevant institutions without becoming a doctor, without becoming a professor. You understand that? But you can be the best comedian in Ghana without going to school. So these are the things. First of all, you need to sit down, analyze yourself. What is my goal? And that's why we talk about the futuristic mindset. What is my goal? What are the pathways? What do I need to do in the next 2 years, in the next 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 to be able to reach there? Then you find out which path you need to take. Either you need to take the school route, you need to take the informal route, you need to do your practical learning, your personal learning, so on and so forth. So I think it depends on the individual per se.
Now, this question is to you personally.
Okay.
What courses have you undertook? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What courses or programs
Mhm.
have you learned outside the classroom that is crucial in your life today?
If there is any course I have learned,
Mm,
is social media marketing or digital marketing. I did digital marketing on Udemy.
okay.
That course changed my whole perception on how to sell things
Mm,
and even myself to the world.
mm,
And that program, it cost me only $14.
okay.
But I can tell you the change of mind it brought to me was more than what I got in 3 years of college. I'm not downgrading my college degree, but that is the fact. If I'm looking at things that have affected my life very well positively, it will be that Udemy course higher than the course I learned in school as a teacher. So, and that's why I say that once you find out what you want, just like you were talking about the teaching online, people can go to Udemy and also learn how to teach online, or even look for platforms that can be taught online and all the certifications you need, pioneer.com and all of that. And you'll be able to teach online. So anything online has been something I have learned over the years that has really been very crucial in my life.
Wow. Wow. Has there ever been a situation where you encountered a particular life challenges
Mhm.
that your academic,
Doing something that he knows. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, welcome back.
Okay, let's go
Is
ahead.
it your family people who are chasing you this morning?
This is not, I don't even know the number.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Now, I was asking that, have you ever encountered any life challenge in any this aspect of your life where your academic knowledge wasn't enough to solve that problem? If yes, how did you adapt?
Oh yes, I after college, I applied for internship. Apart from the national service, I did my national service as a teacher. I applied for internship with TTEL,
Mm,
Transforming Teacher Education and Learning.
okay.
TTEL is a UK aid funded program, but a Ghanaian NGO.
Okay.
When I applied to be an intern there, I was supposed to do research, follow the team, we collect data, so on and so forth, and all of that.
Mm,
I can tell you, anybody who went to College of Education knows that we don't even focus on the research.
mm,
So most of us, if you gave us research after college, pure research to do the research, it will be very, very, very difficult to do research.
mm,
But I was chosen, I was given the opportunity to do that research work with TTEL.
okay.
I can tell you, I don't know the kind of anxiety I had. You cannot imagine the fear. The
Okay.
first day I reported, you can't imagine how I felt afraid, and I thought like I'm going to shame myself, I'm going to disgrace myself. But I made sure every step of the way I was online, searching on Google Scholar, Google itself, going from one platform to the other. If it's today that ChatGPT is around, ChatGPT would have been my companion. But I use online gimmicks and consulting people calling. And so how do you do this? I think I'll even have to lie that, I've been doing this and it's not working for me. So what ideas do you have? So the person will give you more ideas. And I was able to complete the internship, 6 months internship. And I was very, very happy. I was happy I took it because it gave me the challenge that, okay, anything I don't know, I will be able to learn it in any circumstance. So it is not everything that we learn in school that is practical. And it's not all the practical we know in school that can even be effective in our life. There are some things that you have never seen before, and it's still an opportunity you need to take. Yeah, I took that opportunity.
Now, what role do parents, because even those who are watching, in case they have not given birth today, the expectation is that one day they may have their child, or a child may be under their care. What role
Yes.
do parents have to play in addressing this disconnect between life and education in the future?
Parents themselves need to learn the current society we find ourselves. Many parents are still living in the old days where they decide what profession their children should become. Maybe I want him to be a doctor. Nothing. You cannot tell me he will be a doctor. Look at his head. His head is like a doctor. You see, parents need to move away from that and think about discovering their children's talent. Recently, my small girl, who is just 3 years and now going to 4 years next year, she just woke up one day, took her own shoes, heel shoes, wore it and wore some slim trousers and started walking and said she's doing catwalk. And from there, the mother must try every means on every weekend to make sure she clears the center, the hall for her to walk around. They will take her videos and pictures and all of that. If you see your child doing this, don't force the child to become a doctor. That is not her passion. And I did a certain video and I said that it was not for nothing that you were dreaming to become a nurse when you were a child. The world works in sequence. And at any point in time, it appears like a revelation to you. If you fail that season and you allow that season to pass, you will now be like this. Everything is coming on you, and you become frustrated and confused. So most of us, when we were kids, the things we were dreaming, actually those were things we were supposed to become. I used to dream to see myself a pastor standing on the pulpit preaching to thousands of people. And I just wanted to speak as a pastor. And if you go to my school days, primary school days, whenever they did play drama, if I wasn't the pastor, I was the teacher. If I wasn't the teacher, I was the politician. Like, I will always be that person who will stand and talk. And you see, gradually, it's manifesting in my life.
Okay.
So parents should learn to identify skills of their children and invest more in the skills. Take the child to a school that has focus, a kind of focus on that part. So if you identify your child knows how to play football, take the child to a school that has a focus in both academic school and the sports aspect. When the child closes from school, find a place for him or her to practice it. This will let the child develop more. The child will develop more. What happened to my light? Okay. I hope you can see me. I think my light went off, but you can see me, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, that's fine. So the child is able to develop that instinct, that passion. But if you allow the child to just go scot-free, the education system will not be able to identify them or to show them their path. So I think for parents, they need to find the skills of their children and encourage them and push them and invest more in that skill. If you look at children who have become successful at young age, it is their skills and talents. Take DJ Switch, for example. Take Nakiat, for example. Take Kwame Eugene, for example. Any young man, young guy at the tender age who have made it successful in life or trying to make it and almost closer to making it, it's based on their talent. It's not based on their academic, credentials, because at that level, they don't even have academics. So parents should play this role and to help them, their infants or their children to find their talent and invest in their talent.
Okay. We are actually talking about realities of life here
Mm.
compared to the theoretical knowledge that we have acquired in school.
Mhm.
Somebody may be watching. The person will feel unprepared for realities of life. What advice do you have for such a person?
If the person doesn't have, come again, I didn't hear your question well.
I'm saying that we are talking about realities of life
Yes.
compared to the theoretical knowledge we acquired from school.
Mhm.
There may be somebody who is watching. The person may feel unprepared for the realities
Sure.
that await him or her.
Sure.
What advice will you have for such a person?
Okay, good. I just want people to understand that
Mm,
all this social media noise,
mm,
all this social media stuff that you see people, they are buying cars, they are doing this, they are doing that, they are doing that.
mm,
Those who got it genuinely,
mm,
they had a certain mindset shift.
mm,
If you take a look at them, for example, let's take Pizza Man, Chicken Man.
mm,
I heard their story. They were in KNUST, and I have a friend who is the direct friend to them.
okay.
When they were in KNUST, they were doing pizza and selling one by one.
Mm,
Then they got to a time, they realized it's business, and they started selling to other people outside the university. And when they went for national service, they quit the national service and focus on it. You would always have to find something yourself, build it to be able to succeed.
mm,
And I have a theory. I say, before you make it, you need to own something. The
okay.
business you have, the job you have is paying you, but it's not paying you as much that you need to have your life.
Mm,
The job you are not having is an indication that even you need to create something for the future generation.
mm,
The moment you change your mind in that form and you realize that I need to serve people, I need to do something, I need to create,
mm,
wake up from that sleep and know that no, I cannot be in this thing for 10 years and more and 20 years and more. I need to devise a plan. So quickly devise a plan. In the next 2 years, I want to be doing this. In the next 3 years, I want to be doing that. In the next 4 years, I want to be doing this. When you have a plan, then you have a focus, and that focus will lead you to find the right people. How did I find you? You, Bismarck, for example, how did I find you? We crossed, our path crossed because of some ideas.
Anyway, I found you. You didn't find me.
Yes, and that is because possibly the things I used to communicate aligned with yours, and so you found it interesting for us to talk. So you always have to devise a plan. And before you devise a plan, you need to know your pathway. What is a dream? What do you want to become? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Who do you want to be? And I made a video and I said that when you go to a seamstress, they will ask you, style Ben Open, what style do you want? The first thing you always do is to show them a picture. That picture is a complete garment, a complete dress. Is that not the case?
Exactly.
Why do you show them that? You show them that so that whatever process they'll be passing through, they will be making sure they want to arrive at that style you showed them. So you as an individual, you need to sit down and have an architecture of your life. I want to become a public speaker who speaks to tens of thousands. But today, I need to speak to 10 people on social media. I want to become a business mogul like Dangote. I want to become like Despite. I will start today selling pure water and selling snails. But interestingly, we the you don't know this. And even when we know, we don't appreciate it. So when somebody said, I started my oil company with 250 cities, we'll be laughing. But you know how much I started this Apami Spice with? Nothing. Tomorrow, if I say I started this with nothing, somebody will say it's a lie. But it's the truth. 2020, I sat down like this with my phone. It was Infinix Hot 6. Infinite Hall says, I sat down in my room, I had a life, and I was the same person who was on the life till I finished it. Yes, my brother, I spoke for 1 hour. I was the only person on the live till I finished it. I posted videos. I never had interactions. But today, when I sleep and wake up, I can't answer all my WhatsApp messages. Why? Because I had a plan and I started from zero. Once you start and once the determination is there, you will meet people like Bismarck, who is also passionate about something, and say, hey, brother, come, let's bring our heads together. Then that relevance sets in, and okay, so if Bismarck has given me relevance, then possibly there is something more I need to do. Then you keep doing. So if you are at the level that you think nothing can work, and you don't see the reality, sit down, devise a plan, know yourself, know who you want to be, and start the steps. Have a pathway. If you don't know how to find a pathway, consult friends, consult people. It's going to work.
Okay. Now, there are some of us who might have just taken. Oh, okay. There are some of us who might have taken some level of education based on where we find ourselves. At times, when you are advising these people, even if not necessarily about education, if somebody is doing something and you've realized that the person can actually do better, if you are advising the person, sometimes we get angry, we get maybe at times confused because what we feel we are doing is the best. In real life, not in school, in real life, how can we balance our emotional feelings or emotional intelligence with our academic knowledge to be able to face the realities of life?
The thing is, we have to realize that what we know is not the ultimate. What you learned in school, probably doing business administration, and what somebody learned in school, doing engineering, are two separate things. However, when we come to life as well, it's the same way. You have succeeded in a certain path. I am also on a certain path, or I have also succeeded in a certain path. If I become better in academics, it doesn't automatically affect my way of living. I know somebody who has first class, but I'm not boasting, but I don't like where the person's life is. And I know somebody who didn't even have the class we had, but their lives are better. So the connection is in your mind. If you want to make yourself relevant and useful, start solving problems. That is the baseline. And when we say start solving problems, people think like, I don't know what problem to solve. You have. You are in the church. The Sunday school children are always making noise. Gather them. Maybe you will be the one to console them and they will never make noise again. You have solved the problem. You are in the market. You see every day, or you are a teacher, you see every day, students are finding it difficult to get food because these women, when they come, they are not able to know how much they should bring food, and the food finishes on time. Call the cooks or call the matrons and teach them how to manage menus according to numbers. You have become relevant in that school. The moment you say, I'm leaving, they won't want you to leave. And so when you decide that, okay, I'm going to now organize extra classes and I need people in the society, those people you were teaching will bring their children and will say good things about you. So the academics is different. Your life is different. The connect is for you to identify things you learned in school that can be practiced in life. And once you're able to determine that, your life starts becoming better. But when you want to carry the wholesale education you learned, you just lift it like this and put in life, you will just be like a car with a flat tire,
Mm.
which you cannot stop. You are just moving with everybody. And that's why you find people, I want to be a seamstress. Unfortunately, I went to teaching education and I became a teacher.
Mm.
But those people are going to Winneba and UCC to learn BEd in junior high school, and I'm following them. I'm lost. Discover yourself. The academics and life are two separate things, but they have a connect. You need to be able to connect them in a way that, for example, me, when I decided I want to be a business consultant, I want to talk about business, I want to talk about investment, inflation, and all of that, I went to learn business administration. I've completed. I don't have a job in business administration, but I'm contented with the program. Why? Because now I can do a video that makes better sense than it used to be.
Mm.
That's the improvement in my life. So we need to be able to discover all of these things so that we can connect education to life and our livelihood will begin to get better, I suppose.
You know, when people always tell us to discover ourselves,
Mm.
it's simple, but it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So how can we discover ourselves in real life compared to the first classes we have had? You know,
Mm.
based on our discussion, it's clear that the school focuses on theory and grades.
Yeah.
So in school, those who are having the AAAA, the first class, they are the people that the school try to promote.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. So in school, you are defeating this illiteracy.
Mm.
That is actually different from life. In life, all of us are fighting to defeat poverty.
Yeah.
How can we actually discover ourselves in real
Okay.
life?
Okay. Just like you have defeated poverty already, you see. So we're all fighting to defeat
How can
poverty.
you say that?
To defeat
Poor boy
poverty.
like me. Poor
Yes.
boy like
No.
me.
If you are poor, then some of us we are worse. Okay. The deal is that Dr. Miles Monroe said, whatever you can do
Mm.
and feel contented, even when they don't pay you, that is you.
Okay.
Whatever you can do with ease
Mm.
when people are struggling to do it,
Mhm.
and you do it easily without stress,
Mm.
that is your skill, that is your talent, that is your area, that is who you are.
Okay.
When you become angry at something, why is this person singing like this? I can sing more than him. The reason you are able to identify that you can sing more than the person or the person is not singing well is probably you are a good singer or you are a good conductor. So when you become angry at any situation in your society, why are the politicians leading? This is not how we lead.
Mm.
It means you have to be a leader
Mm.
or you have a leadership trait.
Mm.
Because why do we have people that in society, they don't just want to talk about leadership? Because it's not them. It's not them. That's not their passion. We have people, me, I don't want to hear cooking. If I cook, it's because I'm hungry. Otherwise, I will not cook. I always make fun that I wish God made us like robot. We don't eat. I really hate things about the kitchen.
Mm.
But my wife loves kitchen. She will cook. She can cook from morning to the night.
Mm.
She's tired. She knows she's tired. I'm tired and she's cooking. So if you have that trait, that is where the passion is.
Mm.
But you see, the problem is that I am a teacher. So I'm forcing for my passion to become a teacher.
Teacher.
I am a doctor. I am forcing myself so that I will become automatically a doctor in myself.
Mm.
But I know I don't feel I don't feel happy. No matter how much they pay me, I will still not feel happy.
Mm.
But I am a teacher. But now I have rebranded myself separately, and I do things that do make me happy, and they don't even concern teaching.
Mm.
Are you getting? So sit down and ask yourself, what do I love doing? If they don't pay me, I'll still do it.
Mm.
Me, I can talk with you like this for the whole day, like 3 days. We can be talking. If I ask myself, what do I do easily? Me, for instance, the videos I create, I don't struggle to get the ideas. Sometimes I get the ideas when I'm bathing. Sometimes I get the ideas when I'm in the vehicle. Sometimes I get the ideas when I'm eating. Quickly, I'll write it down. But somebody might take a whole week to discover what I say in 3 days, or in a week, or in months, or in hours. So that is how you discover yourself. And you also have to focus on the things your friends say about you. If, for instance, you are moving with friends, and when there is a relationship issue, they call you. Whenever anybody gets a relationship issue, automatically all of them will start calling you. You can be a counselor, a relationship counselor, a guidance and counseling coordinator. You can be what do you call? I mean, anything related to that. When you find out that when your friends, when they are in financial crisis, you are the one they call, it means you can become a good educator in finances. So this is how you discover yourself. Just try to pay attention, be focused. It must not be your education. It must not be your job. It could be your job, but must not be. Some are teachers by passion, and that is them. Some are teachers by they want to feed themselves, like me. I wanted to feed myself. That's why I went into teaching. So if you're able to do some of these things, gradually you can discover yourself. But you cannot just sit down one day and say, okay, this is me. This is me. No, it doesn't work like that. You would find out, you will make mistake, you will do it. When I started to create content, I just sat one day, I stood in the bush, did like this and recorded a video. I recorded another video. I just started recording anyhow. If anything comes, I talk about politics, I talk about Maggie, I talk about rice, I talk about food. Then I went on learning, and I now discovered, okay, this is where I'm good at. And I now know myself. So it doesn't take a minute, weeks, month. It can take forever to discover yourself. It can take months, it can take weeks. I'm now doing my hands like this, that Donald Trump.
Wow. I think that was last year. I made a video.
Mm.
I was just telling people how they can build their bank statements.
Mm-hmm.
That day I was just talking, people were asking, I
Uh-huh.
was just talking.
Uh-huh.
Then I said, a lot of us are teachers,
Uh-huh.
but it's just like we have decided to think outside the box.
Mm.
You are in a particular village.
Mm-hmm.
There is no preparatory school in the town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is only one public school.
Mm-hmm.
Even that one, our teachers even come to school late.
Mm.
Do we know that you can just put some benches under one mango tree
Mm-hmm.
and make announcement that every Saturday at
Mm-hmm.
8 a.m., all kids should come and sit down. You want to teach them for free?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So just do it. Don't take any money. Be doing it. It will get to a
Yes.
point in time. Parents themselves will begin to bring you mango, cassava, yam, those things.
Mm-hmm.
And one
Mm-hmm.
day, when
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is coming or Easter, tell them that, give them envelope, tell them, give it to them to be given to their parents that they should appreciate the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
It will get to a point in time, you may have 30 kids in the class.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to appreciate the teacher and they are all putting 100 Ghana cedis into the envelope,
Mm-hmm.
would
Mm-hmm.
that be a huge sum
Yes.
of money to support it?
Yes.
I just said
Yes.
this in just like something. Or just the one day I had email from one guy. He sent me pictures of the same thing he's doing. Now the guy has school in the same community. He employed
So you see,
SHS graduate.
you
He
see.
told me that his passion is to teach. There are people who also pick some of these things we are saying and begin to do it to better
Yes.
themselves.
I'm not cutting you short. There's a lady who paid for one of my classes. She paid for cryptocurrency.
Mm,
Then when she came, she realized cryptocurrency is not her thing.
mm,
So she called me one day and was lamenting. I didn't know. I don't think crypto is my thing. I'm not that person who analyze things and all of that. Like joke, I asked her, what job do you do? And she said she used to teach for a certain private school. But when she looked at how much they were charging the kids and how much they were paying her, it was like a cheat.
mm,
So she stopped teaching. But currently, she's taking care of somebody's child at home.
mm.
And I asked her, how much do you take? She said she's taking 3,000 cedis. I was like, really? In Ghana? You are taking, I asked her, how many hours? She said she does 6 hours.
Mm.
And I said, you do 6 hours for home teaching and you take 3,000 cedis a month. Do you know what you can do with that?
Mm.
And I told her like this. Now, this is what you should do. Train yourself, acquire licenses from Ghana Education Service and all other bodies that matter.
Mm.
Even if you need to take police license,
Mm.
go for it. Use what you have now. Take consent from the kid's parent.
Mm.
Take videos of the teaching.
Mm.
Move to other houses
Mm.
and tell them this is what you have.
Mm.
Your business model should be that in the near future, you should have an office, you have school homes that you are teaching, but you have teachers, you take them to the schools or to the houses and go back and sit in the office and manage them.
Mm.
When I told her this way, she got excited and left. Almost 2 months, I didn't hear from her.
Mm.
When she came back with a document. This lady is serious. A document she had prepared of her business model. She had already got 4 homes. And she was now asking me, how can she employ a teacher to help her?
Wow.
So from 3,000, she was now earning 3,000 times 4, plus the other one, which is 15,000 in a month. I gave her that idea, but I'm sure I couldn't have implemented it myself.
Mm.
Are you getting it? No. She said, she always tells me, you are my manager. You are my console. You are everything. So the business she's building, she's hoping that 5 years, 10 years, she will have an office,
Mm-hmm.
and then she'll be managing it from there and taking people, recruiting them and taking them to the place to teach.
Mm-hmm.
So most of it, we don't discover ourselves, like sometimes it's not consistent. Sometimes it just comes.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to pay attention to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Pay really close attention to yourself, and you will discover yourself.
Okay. Let me go through some questions, inputs, then I'll take your final words.
Exactly.
Someone is saying that courses we undertake should have an impact on our daily life experiences.
That's true.
Alidu is asking a question. He said, if you have 100,000 Ghana cedis, Apam, what business will you be doing in Ghana now?
Me, if I have 100,000 cedis, I will invest in Apam Spice.
Okay.
Now, we cannot really always answer the question blatantly. We need to ask the person his or her goals. So you see, I know where I'll be investing 100,000, right? Because I have a goal. So that person who asked the question may also have a goal. So we look at the goal, then we say, okay, because of your goal, do this and do that, do this and do that. It can help you. But I cannot just say, go and sell phones, go and buy this and sell, go and do this business. It doesn't really work like that. So if you have 100,000, maybe possibly you can reach out. Let's discuss. Let's have a broader conversation. Know what your dreams are, what you want to achieve with that investment. Then we can suggest that, okay, based on this, then you can do this or that. And still it will be based on your discretion.
Okay. Don Francis is saying something. He said, as a 21st century teacher, I can confidently say traditional education is over. Skills are the most important things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
And he's one of my team members. You will see him on the website.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I saw your team. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, what advice will you have for those who are currently in school? What will you tell them to prepare them ahead of life expectations?
Seriously speaking, if I knew what I know today when I was in college, by now I'll be controlling hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay.
That's the honest truth. And everybody in life always get that feeling. Okay, at every level of life. If I was in college today or in school today, I would tell any student, don't come home with only the certificate. And when I say that, I'm serious. Any program you are doing, come home with a physical skill out of it. If you are doing business administration in Legon, every Saturday, go to Makola.
Mhm.
Every Saturday, every time you get any small time, go to Tudu.
Mhm.
Go and ask the business women, how do you calculate your profit?
Mhm.
How do you do this? How do you do that? Don't just go as an imposter. Tell them you are doing research.
Mhm.
I'm a student. This is my student ID. I want to know the challenges you guys face so I can help. Some of them, few of them, at least if you ask 20, maybe one person will willingly tell you. Try to help that person. Try, just try. You don't know anything, but try.
Mhm.
Use ChatGPT, use Google, use TikTok, use Facebook. Look for information. Help this person to raise them from their challenge.
Mhm.
Before you know it, you become a business consultant automatically. If you are in journalism,
Mhm.
come before you finish school, you should not have less than 10,000 followers on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
Mhm.
Like, come home with something addition to the certificate. Then you realize that, oh, you will now be looking for a job. They will say they pay you 800. You say, no, I don't like it. It doesn't meet the requirement.
Mhm.
Because you get something which is more than that.
Mhm.
But if you just come home with a certificate, it will not help you. Also, have a vision, clear vision, and focus on your vision to start building. If I focus when I was 18 years,
Mhm.
by now I will be far gone.
Mhm.
But we are not focused. So
Mhm.
we tend to follow. So, okay, today I'm selling charcoal, but it's not working. Apart is selling beans, it's working. Let me go and sell beans also.
Mhm.
Don't do that. Have a focus. Even if it's not working, try your best to have different ways of shifting it,
Mhm.
and I'm sure it will work. For those who have already completed their working, please, the reality of life is that if what you are doing is not working, find a way to do different things.
Mhm.
If it is not working, find a way to do different things. Don't stay in it. The only thing that can change your life is decision. Once you decide, you will take steps towards the decision and it will materialize. Make sure you brand yourself different, know what you're doing, learn some soft skills, and that's what you will earn. This year alone, my soft skills has really improved and given me some leverage. At least my salary rests sometimes, and that's a good news. Or it's not a good news. It's a good
It
news
is.
like Trump.
Please, I'll send you my bank accounts. Now, based on what you have said, I would also like to annotate that
Mm,
those of our brothers and sisters who are currently in school,
mm.
they should not always associate themselves with people who are poor like them.
That is true.
Just like the way you are successful and I'm associating myself with you.
Hey God.
They should not associate themselves with people who are poor like them. They should associate themselves with
Uh-huh.
people who are better than them
Yeah.
so that they can always learn from those people. You
Mm.
see what you have said? See,
Yes.
one of my daily things I say,
Mm-hmm.
when I completed my degree program in 2016,
Mm.
if things I knew today, if I knew those things, my brother, today I wouldn't be as poor as I am. I would have been a different person.
Yeah, my brother.
You see?
Life experience.
Yes.
Mm.
So sometimes when they are hearing some of these things, people should take clue from them.
Mm.
People should take clue because there are a lot of us, there are a lot of our colleagues who actually want to change their situation, but it's late.
Yeah.
Someone is saying something. Let me just paraphrase what the person. Peter is saying that he has started learning some soft skills recently. He
Okay.
realizes the value it has added to him.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, people began to contact him
Mm-hmm.
that they wanted to learn, but he hasn't mastered the skills yet. What
Mm-hmm.
advice do you have for him?
Okay. He has to be bold. He has to be bold. I have taken, see, myself, I have not written a book yet. I'm on the process of writing a book.
Okay.
but I have charged people and I have proofread books almost 3 times.
Okay.
So you need to believe yourself. You have it. You know the skill, but you haven't done it as far as other people have done it. So you need to be fast, copy them, and change some things and learn more. But when the gig comes, don't regret it. I mean, don't reject it. Take it and do as much as you can. Some will appreciate, some will not appreciate.
Okay.
But that's how we learn. You need to commit, you need to make mistake and feel ashamed. If you don't feel ashamed, you don't correct anything. That's just it.
Okay. Somebody I began to call my secretary, Lalita Tiwari. I don't know if the pronunciation is wrong. Please forgive me. She's my secretary now. When I make a post, you come and write under it. Please share the link. Like this one.
Okay.
She tells me.
Yeah, I think I've seen her. Yes. Yes.
She's saying that we tag the mindset to be complete senior high school, do your degree, do your master's or your PhD. But in UK, she realizes that apprenticeship is keen to the youth. What do you have to say in respect of that?
Yes, it is very key. But the problem in our African setting is that when somebody is doing something and you find that the person is progressing and you want to associate yourself with them, how best do they teach you? For example, I have seen that Kojo Sheldon is doing well.
Okay.
I can go to Kojo Sheldon and say, Kojo Sheldon, you are doing very well. I want to attach myself with you and I will learn. It can take me 2 years with him and he will not even teach me one camera skill. That's the problem we have. We are always scared to teach people because we think they will compete us. We think they will steal from us. They think they will take our customers. And businesses, I've talked to business women who think the same. They think like if they give the customers' numbers to their salesperson, the salesperson will organize the customers and leave the business and go and open their businesses. So it is true. It's 100% she's right. When you go to the Western world, it's working very well. In our jurisdiction, a seamstress is teaching the child how to sew, but trying to hide some of the skills. So it is only the child that he or she trusts so much. That's where they'll say, okay, now this is a secret. So that is the level of problems we have. And I think maybe gradually we will change as digital information is coming up. Okay. But she's right.
Okay. One of my good friends is actually a brother. We attended college together. A good friend. Those days, I even remember on a particular day, I was not having pomade. I went to him and got pomade. I have some crazy good memories about him. He's saying that associating yourself with those who are ahead of you, are they also willing to associate with people they think are beneath them?
It depends on you, the one beneath them, your actions. Okay. I really have people who are so far. I don't consult, excuse me to say, a lot of people, even at my age, but they listen to me. Like they give me attention. It depends on the approach. The approach determines whether they will give you a lesson here or not. Amma Manson, for example, I went to Amma Manson's live video on Facebook. That's how it started. Then she was talking about her courses and all of that. I said, wow, I would like to help you sell these courses. When she finished the live, I was the first person she texted on Facebook. People were there. Why wouldn't you give this for free? Why wouldn't you give this course for free? All those people, she ignored them. But I went there with a value mindset. What value can I add to Amma Manson's life? Can I sell for you? He said, yes, why not? Then she contacted me. We started doing videos. I started learning in this same room. And she put me on one of her platforms to be learning how to create videos and all of that. Then I became like an apprentice to her. So we need to find a way of approaching the person who you think are higher than you. Even if you are the same classmate and now they are better than you, Kofi Adoma when he made a video and said, if you are the same class with somebody, the person has become an important person. Don't go to them shouting, "Apam, come." Well, don't do that. Give them the maximum respect. Let them feel. One of the laws, the 48 laws of power says, yes, let your bosses feel they are your bosses.
Yeah.
Don't show them, you understand? Don't challenge them. The moment they feel threatened, they will not approach you. But let them feel like, wow, yes, you are the man. Yes, I am beneath you. I want to learn. They will teach you.
You see, based on what Golda said, I just want to summarize this.
Yes.
When I completed college, those days I was very young. In your words, I thought I have arrived. Those days, I don't have so many things to think about. So I can make noise. We're in some WhatsApp group. It was one Akachiko guy, he was my junior. Tete Joshua created some WhatsApp group. They talk about life, relationship, and things. I can debate almost everybody in that group. See, in that group, I can even challenge you that your name is not Apam Inspires or Apam Jonathan. One day, a man contacted me from the group. Then he said, "Oh, do I know I can be a lawyer?" I said, "Hey, me, I'm from poor home. Did my few years in law school." He said, "No." I said, "No." Not knowing the man works in a bank, a big man. I never knew. Once in a while, this man will text me, will chat, will call me, will chat. I told him I was a teacher, blah, 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 blah. Fortunately for me, the man was transferred to the town I was teaching at.
Wow.
A big man. So we talk, and sometimes I'll just be there. He will call me to come to his office. When I go there, I actually wrote this. I'll be posting it on my page for people to get detailed information. He called me to come to his office. Once I get there, sometimes there are big men with him. You ask me to sit down. Things that they are discussing, to be sincere with you, they are things
You've
I
never
don't
heard
know.
it.
I'll just sit down and be listening to them. At times they say, this man, what is his problem? But I just have to. So one day, I think in the evening around 8 p.m., he was still at the bank. He's a big man. Then he called me to come. I went to him, we're there. Then somebody came from Accra. They were saying business things that, So when the man left, I told him that no, I'm becoming uncomfortable with things that he invites me to just come and sit down. They talk about things that I don't know. Then he told me that he wanted me to have a feel about how successful people think and their mindset. I said, "Oh, seriously?" He said, "Yeah." So you want me to be having a feel of those things because he knew that I have no knowledge about things that they discuss, but I should always just come and be listening to some of those things. That man was the first person who began to give me exposure about life.
You see,
I equally met some people who are much better than me. I have to struggle to be able to associate myself with them based on what the question God asked.
Yeah.
I met a lady. She's in the UK now. I struggle to associate myself with her. That lady, Charlie, she's just not a lady. She actually was a nurse in Ghana. Big time person. I struggle because some people, once they are making it, once they are ahead of you, they wouldn't want to pull you closer to them.
Yeah.
Just because of this envy, competition, and those things. So it's so difficult for them. But Charlie, there are people who are willing to hold you close to them.
Exactly.
Teach you things. Change your mindset. So those of us who are beneath them, we need to push through. We need to be intentional about the relationship. Be intentional about what we want to learn from those people. And I think at the end of the day, we'll become better. Just like the way I'm becoming better as I've started
I'm associating with my basement. Yeah, it's true.
Okay. So Lalita said, you said it well. I'm a guy. Oh, Lalita is my secretary. She's in the UK. She's my secretary.
He's a guy?
He said he's a guy. Yeah, Lalita.
Yay.
Tiwari.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay. Why are you gay?
She says she's in the UK. Oh, Charlie, hey, Charlie, God is blessing me. I'm associating myself with big people, man.
Eh,
Charlie, hey,
and we associated ourselves with who?
I'm associating myself with you and Lalita, and I'm becoming better. Okay, Charlie,
All right.
do you have something else to say?
No, I think that's fine. We've had a
I,
very good conversation.
I want to use this opportunity to thank you once again for always coming to the show to this inform us, to teach
Yeah.
us, to guide us. I'm so grateful. I've learned a lot today, and I appreciate all those who have also made their input. Thank you so much.
All right.
See,
We shall.
see, see,
Uh-huh.
see, Lalita. She's saying
Uh-huh.
I'm better already. How can you say that?
Of course, of
You
course,
can't say
of
that.
course.
Yeah, I'm still
You want us
struggling.
to? Okay, maybe we will have this discussion another time.
Oh, hey, Bismarck Lumon, I see you, my brother. Thank you so
Mhm.
much too. So enjoy the rest of your day. Today we actually woke up. We started this program 3 a.m. here. Charlie.
Yeah.
From here, I'm going back to sleep 24/7. Thank you so much. And
All
thank
right.
you all, those who are watching. Kindly share the link to maybe somebody actually need what we have discussed now. They should share it to
Exactly.
bless somebody. Thank you, my
Exactly.
brother. I'll get in touch with you on the other
Exactly.
side.
All right.
Enjoy your day.
All
And
right. Peace.
hopefully next week, Sunday, I'm bringing another big personality, just like Mr. Apam on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
person is coming to share certain insightful wisdom with us. So, guys, be on the lookout. If today happens to be the first time you chance on this platform, kindly consider following so that we'll keep learning from each other. Okay. Thank you so much, my brother. Bye bye.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.